If you're watching this video, you might know your art isn't quite professional yet, and you're stuck in a limbo, unaware of how to improve. To get to where you are in the first place, you went through years of isolation and you have no one to ask what exactly you need to do. The only thing you know is that you want to improve more. Hi guys, I'm Sayuui, a full-time anime artist. If you're like me, you know that improving your art is very lonely. The more in-depth you get into a subject, the harder it is to find people who are just as committed as you are. But no more, because in this video, I'm gonna shed some light on how to improve when you have no friends in this medium and show you some of the exercises I did myself to notice some of my bad habits when drawing, so you can improve your observation skills and your hand. These are all studies that I assign my students on my mentorship, but I'm disclosing them here so you can do them too. And if you want to do this exercise with a proven path to success and the feedback of a professional, check out my mentorship program in the description. And if you have no money for a mentorship, sign up to the interest list regardless, because I will open some spots for free in the future for dedicated artists from third world countries like me. The first exercise is body shapes and animator artwork. People tend to overestimate how correct their drawings actually are and underestimate how many mistakes they are making. Animators tend to have incredibly sharp fundamentals because production requires extreme precision, anatomy knowledge, and consistency. So the first exercise is to eyeball animator sketches from social media or art books. So you're going to break down the structure into simple 3D shapes, arms as cylinders, waists as triangular prisms, joints as spheres, and don't forget to do this in X-ray vision. You should be able to see through the shapes to identify foreshortening and see how distance deforms the limbs. After eyeballing, trace the original figures to find your errors. Place your version and the traced one side by side to identify personal mannerisms and proportion mistakes. You can take notes too if you like. Second exercise is about body volumes. Some people underestimate how filling up the skeleton in a correct way will make your characters look more appealing. I know some of you guys really want to study anatomy first because some people told you it's important, but you don't need to know every single bone and muscle in the body. Anatomy is important, but if you're not getting the proportions and the volumes right, maybe it's time to get this right first so you make your drawing look more appealing. Focus on filling a skeleton with volume in an appealing way. For that, I recommend taking anime screenshots, animator art books, or action figure photos. Trace the skeleton first and practice filling it out with appealing volumes. You know that clothes do some volume to these characters, so I would recommend you to start with minimal clothing, then move to characters with clothes, and finally characters in bulky armor. Composition. Composition is the most important fundamental in my opinion. Thinking of space can make or break the way you see an artist's expertise. So I usually like to study the space by copying successful compositions in grayscale to focus purely on value and placement. I like to do this with anime covers, so if you look up anime key visuals on Google or Pinterest, you're going to find a lot of covers that have a lot of elements and very good composition. So if you start copying this, you will start absorbing the values and the compositions in this picture so you can do better ones yourself. Color mood exercise. There's something I noticed with how beginner digital artists tend to use a very specific color palette and tend to skip color adjustments when they should be treated as part of the process. It's like they're afraid of messing with moods and specifically drawing color saturations. So for this exercise, you're going to take a single object or a character and shade it in different times of the day. You can use photographs under the character to ensure the character feels properly inserted into the environment. You should focus on experimenting with different color saturations, different color adjustments, and mood. So you have a variety of things there. Maybe try a rainy scene, maybe try a night scene, maybe try a sunset. Material studies. Just because you know how to paint characters' hair, for example, it doesn't mean you know how to paint rocks. That's especially true if you've never made a study. This will help you observe objects and paint them as they are and identify what brushes you should use for what instead of keeping loads of downloaded brushes unused. This is the kind of study that people underestimate. So for this exercise, I would avoid the ball exercise because instead of painting generic spheres, you should study actual objects you actually use in illustrations. My first suggestion is to try to paint a metallic object like a trumpet. and then move to a translucent and reflective material like marbles and hollow glass, and then go to nature and backgrounds like wood, grass, and rocks. You should use anime screenshots for these things. And if you think an anime screenshot is too much for you to copy, try cropping the parts of the screenshot that you want to draw instead of the whole scene. Perspective is probably the most extensive and tiring fundamental to study, and it requires a lot of trial and error. So my recommendations is to start by identifying vanishing points in real photographs, and then you jump to practicing drawing X-ray boxes in 1 point and then 2 point perspectives, and then you finish by drawing freehand environments with intentional camera placement. Painting in master studies. Okay, master studies are the final boss, and they are the final boss for a reason. They usually take the longest and they consider all the fundamentals. So if you don't know what to improve next, maybe you should make a master study and find out what's the hardest for you, so you know exactly what you have to improve. So I can give you an example. Like, this was a painting study I did of Mogun. There are 2 types of master studies. You can do old masters, which is very good for learning values, edges in painting, and simplifying detail, and modern artists, which is best for learning skills that translate directly into your contemporary styles. Don't underestimate copy studies because they're probably the most powerful ones out there, and they're pretty straightforward. The things you think are the hardest are usually the things you have to work on. And if you need someone to break your misconceptions and is willing to take you by the hand and show you the way, don't forget to check out my mentorship in the description. And by the way, if you signed up to receive mentorship updates on my Discord server in the past, please check the link again and sign up to the interest list instead. At the slightest sign of annoyance, people muted my server and stopped receiving everything. If you're taking your first steps in digital art, here are some digital art hints I wish I knew from the beginning. And I hope to see you there.